Hi Leo, how are you all doing? So I'm going to be doing your February 2021 reading, and I'm going to be looking at some of the key dates of this month according to astrology, and also looking at some of these tarot messages that give us a deeper insight into some of the issues that are coming up in this month. Sometimes they're good issues, sometimes they're bad issues. If this doesn't resonate, I would check your rising sign as well, because I tend to think that both the sun and rising sign give a really good overview of the month. But if it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. Just find a video that does. So let's go on. Let's get a message for Leo. We do know that the 1st to the 14th, we're going to have some kind of, what I would say, people that are very helpful to you. So you might find that you have a friend that is really helpful to you. You might meet somebody that is giving you some helpful advice, especially to do with work. Just going to move those around. It's snowing very heavily here. I'm just looking out at the view and thinking, wow, it's so white. And it doesn't normally snow a lot here, actually. I think for the past couple of years, we haven't had a lot of snow. So it's kind of crazy. It's very atmospheric, though. Okay, so let's see. We have a lot of sort of reversals, actually. Okay, so we have the 7 of Pentacles, which actually suggests a lot of hard work and things that pay off. And we know that because on the 5th, we start to kind of focus a little bit more on finances. And I think that's because you worry about, how safe you are with your funds at the moment. Maybe you've had a bit of a depletion with funds, putting a lot of money into a house, putting a lot of money into, a project, and that you're worried that will it actually bear fruit? Will this actually be successful? And it's actually, the 5th is going to bring a lot of really successful things to fruition, and especially on the 7th too. So I wouldn't worry too much about these kind of issues, worrying if things will be accomplished, if you're going to feel safe. On the 8th, we'll also have some very successful moments with relationships. So, when you put your effort into a relationship, to dating, to putting yourself out there, to working on yourself, it's successful. Okay, so this is saying to me, don't worry too much about that. Maybe this is kind of pushing us into thinking a little bit more frugally about our funds, and maybe thinking a little bit more strategically about our relationships. But actually, if we put the hard work in and we put our effort and our motivation into it, then it'll be successful. And I think there's a definite kind of feeling of wanting to get a bit more serious about our funds, about our wealth, about our life in general with this 2 of Wands, which is very mature. This is kind of planning for the future, planning for the world that you are creating right now for this year. It's very much that, some Leos maybe, stereotypically think that the world revolves around them. They really want the attention, stereotypically. I know we're not all like that. But this kind of says to me that we need to be a bit mature about our goals, okay? It isn't going to fall into our lap, but we can use the placements in our chart to kind of take advantage of that. So exactly like I said, on the 5th, just start thinking about our funds, start thinking about our life a little bit more, okay? So we are feeling a bit more mature, okay? Yes, we've also got this 7 of Swords as well, which this is, to me, it's very interesting because I think some of you may have a tendency to actually focus a lot on fantasy. And there's a worry there. I worry that if you focus too much on a fantasy this month, it's going to get away from you, okay? It's going to cause issues that you didn't really foresee when you started daydreaming about this issue. Like I said, maybe if it's with a romance or it's with something else. There's just a sense of treading very carefully when it comes to being fantastical, because we have to live in the moment, okay? We have to live in the moment. We have to be mature about our situation. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming and starting new plans and wanting to spread our wings, but we have to be mature about the way that we do it, okay? So there's a little bit of a warning there for you guys. I think with this 8 of Cups, we are going to worry a little bit about, again, using that Nine of Pentacles. There's a lot of nines here in reverse, about this idea that we might have to abandon success, you know, that we're not always going to achieve everything. And I think that's actually just because probably the last 2 weeks of the year, you're starting to build up more of a financial strategy. You're starting to build up more of a kind of a fund, a little, you know, safety pillow, a safety net to help you get through the month. And I think also particularly with this Eight of Cups, that can sometimes have a feeling of not being so secure, you know, and also being honest with yourself. Like you feel that you need to be honest with yourself about your funds, about your relationships, and also what I really see as well is your health. I think your health will take a hit if you worry too much about your work. I think it's going to be one of those things that can really get away from you. Again, I think that's just a sense this month, Leo, that you need to keep your eye on the ball. Things will slip if you don't pay attention to them. Like if you focus too much on work, then health issues start to play up. If you focus too much on your health, then you're going to be by the wayside with work. So it's all about a balance and harmony here, okay? So there's a real sense of that coming through. But we have got these Five of Wands in reverse, which suggests that you will have desires that are satisfied, so manifestations that come true. On the 8th, we know that relationships are going to be very harmonious for you guys, you know, so if you choose a day to reach out to somebody, or you're kind of trying to measure movement, the 8th is a really good day to see that, okay? So this is desires that are satisfied. So I'll pull a love card for those of you that are interested, because I do see love being very good for you guys, and actually, we have that from the 1st to the 14th. There is a very good sense of that. And we also have Valentine's Day too, don't we? So it's a good time to measure that. Of course, I don't believe in Valentine's Day. I think it's quite commercial and you shouldn't really pick a certain day to tell someone you love them. Wedding, commitment. Yeah, this situation involves marriage. It doesn't have to be marriage. I always see this as just a higher level of commitment, a desire satisfied. Some of you guys have been waiting for movement or a sense of commitment or a sense that this person cares about you. You will get that this month. And it's going to make you really motivated. It's going to push you on a lot more than I think you thought maybe right now. The 21st to the 22nd is also a great couple of days to actually see your wishes come true. So again, this desire that's satisfied. So we are going to see a lot of dreams come to fruition this month. And I think I would use the 21st and the 22nd in particular to really cement that, to use your personal power in a way that you haven't before. And I think you'll see the culmination of those desires with your hard work and your manifestation by the 23rd. The 23rd of February is very important for a lot of signs this month, but I specifically see it for you guys. It's going to be like that hard work pays off. You know, it's going to be exactly the kind of payday that you're waiting for. And you've also got some really interesting cards here with the swords and the wands. So we have got Six of Swords in reverse, and this kind of suggests to me that you've been stunted in certain areas of your life, and I think this is particularly to do with travel. Maybe you've wanted to travel and haven't been able to, and I think you've also obviously because of COVID, but also maybe other reasons too, but also I think this is also about something in your past hasn't been successful. And also Chiron or Chiron, I always pronounce it wrong, but I'm going to say Chiron, is actually a visitor in your house of partnerships, which is actually going to mean that you're going to be very nostalgic about old wounds and old breakups and things in the past that you've done wrong. And I think that's actually really going to be cemented by the fact that you have your desires come to fruition. You start to wonder, what's going to go wrong here? Maybe some of you have a tendency to think, okay, I need to put the attention and focus on one thing at a time, and I'm worried that if I focus too much on this happiness, I'll lose it. Okay, there's just a sense of that. Chiron is a really interesting kind of placement because it's a lot to do with betrayal, and, you know, kind of, I always say it's watching your friend die on the battlefield, you know. In a past life, if you have, you know, a kind of placement with somebody that has a Chiron or Chiron, I'm going to call it Chiron actually, I just like it because it kind of sounds like Chiron, placement in your chart, then there's a sense of betrayal there. I feel like I just need to stick to one pronunciation. Let's just go with Chiron. Yeah. Does it really matter? No, I don't think it matters. Okay. She gets the point. Knight of Pentacles in reverse and Page of Wands. Okay, yeah. that Page of Wands is really all about being faithful and loyal. So again, there's a sense of somebody giving you a desire that is satisfied in a very loyal way. And this is actually really linked to what I was saying about the 1st to the 14th partnerships. You know, I mentioned also on the 23rd, there's a sense of strong partnerships and personal power. There is, Page of Wands is really all about, you know, people in your life that maybe you don't know that well come to help you out. So you're a very effervescent person this month. You're very effervescent and people want to be near you. You're special and you exude this kind of sense of commitment and loyalty, and people will give that back, okay? Because you push it out, you know, you pull it back. Everybody is you pushed out, okay? If you're thinking about law of attraction. So that Page of Wands talks about faithful and loyalty and a sense of commitment. And this is why I suggest that we don't go into the past too much and start thinking that so-and-so screwed us over, you know, and thinking, oh, I didn't really have the success. Doesn't matter. You're going to have the success now. Live in the present, okay? And finally, Knight of Pentacles in reverse kind of links to this hard work and success, and also this Two of Wands. It's a sense that you know perhaps that you're not as mature and you're not as together as you could be, and so you want to move to that place. You know, it's a sense of this is my dream person, so I'm going to start showing up as them. Okay, you're going to start flipping the switch a little bit, and I think that's because your personal power is really in place on the 23rd of February. You are starting to think, okay, I need to support myself in a way I haven't before. Okay, and that's maybe where people start to come and help you, where very helpful, generous people help you out with that. Okay, so I hope that's helped. I've given you some important dates, which is the 5th, the 8th, the 11th. I haven't actually mentioned, but it is a stellium of 7 planets in Aquarius. So according to your chart, maybe you need to look at that. What places it kind of hits, but I think I've probably covered quite a few of them. I've also mentioned the 23rd as well, and just generally the last 2 weeks for building up a fund and being a bit more kind of aware of our wealth. So that's the February reading, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, but you don't have to if you don't want to, and I'll catch you around again.